Alrighty, I just came back from going to a place that I haven't been to in a while. I'm trying to diversify my activities to overcome my obsessive tendencies. Let me tell you what happened in the hangout yesterday at Discord. It was better than the week before. We were concerned because we heard, I had just made the video yesterday where we talked about how Lizzo had made a rap song that mentioned my name, Gail Schuler, and Baphomet, and was encouraging people to hoard and buy duplicate items on Black Friday. And I made a video to tell people not to listen to those lyrics and to not go out and hoard and buy duplicates. What some people, we heard what some people were doing was they were throwing the duplicates in the trash and then having second thoughts about it and lying and saying they threw it out. Then they'd go retrieve the item from the trash and secretly keep it, so they thought. Unfortunately, that is not going to work to help you to overcome Baphomet. And Lizzo has set things up that when you go out and buy duplicates, she's got this program set up that as soon as you do that, she automatically makes a bunch of evil clones of you, okay? And then they go out and commit crimes, and basically they steal your identity, and then they make it look like you did it. Yeah, so when you listen to her rap music and go out and buy those duplicate items, or you hoard, like she's encouraging you to do, it sets a program in motion where automatically evil clones of you will be created, and they will go out and commit crimes in your name. Yeah, that's what Lizzo has done. I'm just letting you know that this is the price you're going to pay if you continue to violate that Gail commandment. A problem that I've been having, I've pretty much overcome my tendency to hoard and buy duplicate items now. But let me tell you what happened, okay? So we were talking about this in our Discord hangout last night, and me and my supporters were saying, how can we get people to stop doing this? And so I thought I came up with this brilliant idea. As you know, I made a post at my website with my guesses about the future of Earth and about Earth's past. And I thought maybe if people understood how their actions would affect Earth's future, maybe they will stop, kind of like out of religious duty. Well, so I decided to upload that post that I created to the Discord chat. As soon as I did, Baphomet showed up behind me. I thought, oh no, take the post down. He said that post must have had Baphomet's footprints all over it. So I took the post down, and Brent was next to me, and he took off this time because he's still weak from the week before, still healing from his injuries, and he was in no condition to fight Baphomet, so he just took off. So I thought, okay, and then I went to the window, got some chamomile tea, and started meditating. And after I meditated, I came back and I went to my website and took off all the posts about my guesses about Earth's future and past. I basically cleaned out my entire all the posts I made about that, all the forewords to it everywhere. I just cleaned it all out. I put them all in trash, and then Baphomet went away. We got rid of him. Yes, that was that idea that I thought. And what was really funny is I thought, wow, this is really uncanny. Look at my Skype numbering, because like I posted, I gave them the text document that I created about my guesses of Earth's future and past. And the time date on it was 9/15, which is my birthday. So I thought, oh, this is really uncanny. And then the next day, I decided to make a web post about it, and I talked about it at Skype, and the time date on it was like 7:49. I thought, whoa, all these sevens. That was all Baphomet. Yes, Baphomet did that. He's apparently, he can even make numbers seem divine. So I thought, okay, I'm going to have to go back and kind of like reread some of the counsel that Buddha gave me, because I'm getting obsessed about the past, the future. So so what I did was I went back through my notes, my Skype, I keep transcripts of my Skype conversations, and I figured out pretty much everything I did wrong, which caused Baphomet to show up. The good news is once I eliminated that post and just kind of trashed it, Baphomet didn't come back. He left, okay? And then, of course, Brent took off, so thank God he didn't get hurt anymore. Though he did come a little bit in my apartment. We still haven't been able to remove it all. But what's really interesting is when I stopped my hoarding and duplicates, my Gail Shield went from 3% to 40%, okay? Now, when I removed the post about my guesses on Earth's future and past, and then and started meditating and staying calm and trying to focus on being in the moment, joyful in the moment, my Gail Shield went from 40% to 70%. So then I asked 13, when was the last time I was at 100%? And I kind of looked through my notes. She said, it's been so long, I can't remember. She said, I'm just assuming that you're always strong. You know, I do remember I found a time when I was close to 100%, and this was in December 2022. And at that time, I had just started exploring all sorts of new places in the town, taking the bus, just like I did today, and going to new places. And the funny thing is that apparently the Jesuits didn't like it that my Gail Shield was close to 100%, and they wanted to mess it up. So they had Lizzo show up that night at a Christmas party. No. What happened? Anyways. And then I made a big mistake. I posted something at YouTube and asked everybody to pray. No, we don't do that. No, that made the Gail Shield go to -500. Anyways, let me just read you what has been working for me and helping me to overcome my obsessions, okay? Baphomet has strong abilities to influence the mind, unlike Satan. He doesn't use words. He uses impressions and ideas. And that's basically how I think, which might be why he's been so successful with me. It looks like these ideas, like my ideas about the Earth's and past and future, have been influenced by him. Buddha said that one way to repel demonic influence is to walk to the nearest coffee shop or local park and enjoy a cup of green tea, or it can be chamomile tea. I don't like the caffeine. He says that one must relax and focus on your environment. Clear your thoughts of the past or future and simply stay present. He said that the most important part is not the tea itself, but the ritual around it. You have to enjoy it outside the home in a relaxing space like a cafe or a park. He also says that you must clear your mind when you do this and mindfully focus on what's going on around you. So yeah, he said that Baphomet was trying to get me too focused. Also, another thing he's been doing, notice I made a whole video about the mites and all the problems I was having in my body. Yeah, and I read something from 2022 that makes me realize I was probably feeding Baphomet a little bit when I did that too. Buddha said that Baphomet is trying to get you too focused on bodily sensations to distract you, and not to get distracted by or pay attention to feelings of bodily sensations or discomforts. Yeah. He's also been getting me obsessed about cigarette smoke too. I've noticed that. So I decided not to do that. And then all of a sudden Baphomet was buying, and he was all angry because I was deciding to go to a park, to relax, to stay present, to visit new places, to sip some tea. He said, what? He said that He said he's buying and he's all angry because you're going out to relax and drink chamomile tea at a coffee shop while dating Brent, it appears to be undermining its efforts. It's a they, them, you know. Now here's something interesting. This is probably, I don't have a problem with sex addiction, but I think some people do. The goddess Lakshmi said with sex addiction, it's not unlike a drug addiction. The person only feels good when they have sex and begin to crave it to the point that they are having sex or looking for sex to the exclusion of all other responsibilities, just like a drug. But they are ultimately never satisfied because they never deal with the real root issue, which they are just using sex as a band-aid for. I wanted to bring this up because I thought it might help some people. Sex is a wonderful way, Lakshmi said, sex is a wonderful way for beings to celebrate life, love, vitality, and oneness. It's also for reproduction, of course, but when you think about it, the reason sex produces babies is because it's an act of love and life, which equals creation. There's nothing wrong with sex by itself. It's a divine thing. Just like there's nothing wrong with food. But some humans can become addicted to food too. They use food to avoid their problems, and then they become fat and sick. Listen, Lizzo Jesuits. When your life is in harmony, you can enjoy all of these things in balance and without obsession. And your life continues in perfect working order and function. Lakshmi said, in my spirituality, sex is associated with the root and sacral chakras. Your root chakra has to do with feeling secure, safe, and having what you need to survive. The sacral chakra has to do with relationships and emotions. And Lakshmi said in her belief system, issues revolving around sex will have to do with the issues those chakras represent. For example, a person feeling very insecure may develop a sex addiction. That's an imbalance in the root chakra, which has to do with security. Or maybe it's that they had a bad, now this is where I think I had a problem. Remember, Buddha had to remove the cat from my vagina? Let me kind of like go into this. Or maybe it's that they had a bad relationship with their parents. That's me. Or were hurt by a relationship in the past. That's me. I had a narcissist mother. I was also married to a narcissist husband, David Schuler. That's an imbalance or injury in the sacral chakra. In the process of healing, activating, and balancing one's chakras, it has to do with addressing the spiritual and emotional needs each one represents. Okay, so it seems like, yeah, for me, I think my root chakra was affected because I became obsessed with feelings of inferiority and not trusting my own intuition to write well. I felt like I needed to get all these helps. Yeah, I've got an inferiority complex, and Baphomet plays on that, and kind of being constantly criticized as a young lady. It's left scars, emotional scars with me. So I have a tendency to go into obsessions to make myself feel worthy, okay? Okay, let me just continue. So the Gail shield is affected, for me anyways, it seems it's related to obsessive and compulsive thoughts. This could be buying duplicate items is actually a form of obsession. Feeling like you need more security. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of a compulsive thing too. Taking advantage of deals, that's kind of obsessive compulsive. So here is something that Brent wrote that I thought would be really helpful to strengthen the Gail shield and also to help yourself out. Gail fans, if you are watching this, you need to go outside. You may not be able to touch grass, but you can enjoy the falling snow or the twinkling Christmas lights. We must learn to appreciate the world around us because it was created for us with love. Being trapped inside all the time and obsessing about things in our heads hurts our mental and physical health. Remember to do the Gail commandments and meditate by focusing on your hobbies or by sitting and enjoying peaceful moments of relaxation. Let's all align our chakras and restore the Gail Shield. It's actually up to 70%, and I may have boosted it higher than that because I went outside and did some of this stuff. It gets stronger whenever we are enjoying ourselves, so even a very intimate cuddle session with my husband strengthens the Gail Shield. Buddha said, I've noticed that too, obsession can be stressful. Often, it is a sign of a lack of interests or activities. One way to beat obsessive tendencies is to diversify. That's why I went to a different store today. You have started doing this by exploring your town and finding new things to do and see. By the way, your followers would love to hear about it. Yeah, so what I did today is I took the bus, because I don't have a car, and I went to a different Walmart than one I normally shop at. And while I was there on the bus, I looked out the window and enjoyed all the views and focused on being present, mindful, living in the moment. And then when I went shopping, I said, make sure that you're not buying things with an obsessive compulsive tendency out of like a fear scarcity motive. So I only bought items that I felt that I would use within the next 2 to 3 weeks. I only bought food, but even with food, I'm now making it a policy not to buy something with a fear scarcity motive. You know, like if I'm not going to be using it within the next couple weeks, I'm not going to get it, okay? So that's my new policy. I'm getting away from hoarding in my shopping. He said, Buddha said, sometimes when we feel like we are unworthy or are bad people, we try to overcompensate by trying to save the world. That's me, okay? That's why I thought the solution was to get people to stop their hoarding was to try to motivate them to save the world. That was Baphomet put that idea in my head, okay? It was a form of overcompensation. He said it's similar, Buddha said it's similar to the feelings of needing atonement. It's as if changing the world or saving others makes one feel like they are making up for being unworthy and bad. That's me. No wonder I was feeding Baphomet and he showed up. Yeah, he's feeding those obsessions in me, okay? So basically, in order to overcome obsessions, we need to be aware of whatever dynamics there are in us that are making us obsessive or compulsive. And Buddha said, like I said, that one of the best things to do to overcome obsessions is diversifying our activities. And that's what I did. The last time my Gail Shield was close to 100% was when I was doing just that. I had just started riding the bus. I was exploring all sorts of new places in town, and I think that was making the Jesuits nervous, so they created an emergency, a crisis, and in a panic, I prayed and asked for assistance. We cannot do that. Right now, in place of prayer, okay, because that's interference, and Jesus cannot interfere. So, the best thing to do if you have a crisis situation is stay calm, stay thankful, and if it's like the enemy attacking us and trying to make us panic, figure out if you have violated one of the Gail commandments and immediately stop whatever you're doing if you can. If you have allowed Baphomet to cause you to do something, try to get that right, like what I did yesterday. I immediately removed the post that I had, because Baphomet puts his footprints on things. So obviously, anytime, and basically just stay mindful. Oh, I forgot to mention, I want to explain to you how this really works. About 5 days ago, this was right after that really bad attack where Brent almost died. I would say about 2 nights after that, I laid in bed and I woke up at around 4:30 in the morning and I had vertigo. I mean, it was like the ceiling was circling and I could have freaked out, and I thought that would be the wrong response. I thought, it seems like Baphomet's trying to get me to focus on bodily sensations. And I thought, you know what's probably the best thing to do? Let's go get some chamomile. I got up out of bed, I got some chamomile tea, I opened my window a crack, and I meditated and just stayed calm and focused on living in the moment. And you know what? It made the vertigo go away. Yes, and I was able to go to sleep. It worked. Yeah, so I'm just letting you know, this stuff, these what Buddha's teaching us really works. Apparently, Baphomet was trying to get me obsessed with my bodily symptoms. And yeah, he's really good at that. To get me distracted from following good meditation practices, okay? So if you're starting to get obsessed about anything like bodily symptoms or whatever, diversify your activities, go out. If the Jesuits are trying to irritate you, try not to let it irritate you. Try to stay relaxed. Try to focus on living in the moment, being thankful, and on your surroundings. Okay, so I'm just telling you what worked for me. Yeah, meditation. I have a beautiful view from my window, beautiful mountains, and I can see them from the bus. So I just enjoyed my day, and I wouldn't be surprised if my Gail shield is now probably over 80%. Yeah, because of what I did. Yeah, so just wanted to share with you what has been working for me. The good news is we did have Baphomet, even though Baphomet did break into the last Discord, because I immediately got rid of that PDF file that I created that Baphomet inspired me to write, he went away. Okay, and I started meditating. So yeah, just remember that Baphomet is, he has strong abilities to influence the mind, unlike Satan, and he doesn't use words, he uses impressions and ideas. So, and he really puts me into obsessive tendencies. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to try to balance my life. I'm going to go out and explore new places, visit parks, meditate, live in the moment, be thankful, and also make time to work on the Gail series. I'm probably making the Gail series more hard than it is, okay? I am revamping my website, and I think that's okay, but I don't want to do it to the point where I'm neglecting my sleep or the Gail commandments or the Gail series. So just remember, I think it's a matter of finding the right balance, okay? A little bit here, a little bit there. Make sure Buddha said I need to have deadlines for the stories, for the Gail series. A lot of the stories I'm making a lot more difficult than they are because of my inferiority complex, feeling like I always need to. Buddha told me to throw out all the writing instruction books, so I'll just write from my heart and what is enjoyable for me. I would say key is make sure that you're enjoying your work, that you're enjoying your life and living a life of joy, okay? This is the best way to defeat Baphomet, and don't live a life of fear, anxiety, and obsession. So I just wanted to share with you what has been working for me. And yes, do not, what you can do with the duplicate items, if you feel bad about trashing them, maybe you can donate them to a charity. Maybe you could return them and get your money back. But the point is, you do not want to be getting duplicate items or hoarding, because evil clones will be created of you and they will destroy your reputation. Yeah. In fact, I think there was on Black Friday, I think there was a terrorist act at a mall somewhere, and that was the result of somebody buying duplicate items, listening to Lizzo's rap music and hoarding, and one of their evil clones went out and committed a terrorist act in their name, okay? And this is just going to make them appear like they're a criminal. And basically, Lizzo is manipulating you to hoard and buy duplicate items, and then creating all sorts of clones of you to go out and commit crimes in your name to destroy you. So yeah, for your own sake, you need to stop doing this. Okay, so let me just go ahead and post this video for today. I wanted to give a little bit of clarity about what I'm doing that seems to be working to overcome Baphomet and his ability to influence our minds. He's very powerful in that respect, and we've been having a time with him. Yeah.